Jeffrey, my man.
Yeah.
We are a couple of busy pups over here today at goldballhunting.com.
Tell you what, our national headquarters at both ends of the country, it's just amazing. How do they do it? We just don't know.
Well, no one knows. Hey, no, I suppose we could tell everyone that we actually record each and every day. We find time. And I get asked that all the time. I said, you
I
guys
will say this. We do find time somehow.
We do. But I've had some people say, God, you guys record every day. How do you do that? And I go, well, yeah, I mean, it's a little rough. Haven't seen my wife in, like a month. But, we find that. No. We might batch record 3 or 4 episodes at a time. But we are publishing every day. And this week, this is going out on Wednesday, August 21st, 2019, episode number 220.
220, yes.
Every day. And we're sharing stories this week because tomorrow, Thursday, we are unveiling our very first product, very first course, service, product, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty happy about it. I think it's going to be a blast.
I'm excited about it too.
And it's for you guys who are playing, guys and gals who are playing singles, and it's really, it's 7 7 specific plays that we're titling 7 gold ball winning plays, and the reason they are is because these are the things that guys who win singles titles, gals who win singles titles use these plays. And the one thing that you don't have to do to be able to learn these things and deploy them and start getting better results is you do not need to do a thing with your current stroke technique.
Right.
Don't need to get out there in the ball machine and go, okay, well, I better be grinding another 17 hours this week on that forehand. Right. And I think one of our taglines is that, in so many words, is that, you don't get the results you want by, stroke technique is not going to get you there. You have to first really understand shot choice, shot selection, and court positioning.
Court positioning, yep. I mean, you and I have both beaten a lot of players, as well as a lot of other players have beaten a lot of players who strike the ball better than either one of us. I've beaten a lot of guys who hit a better ball than me, but just didn't understand point construction.
That's right.
And deploying those tactics. So this is what this is about. It's really about getting the you students out there to change the lens you're looking through and start seeing the game through the lens of constructing points, understanding that you can actually execute plays, and just seeing the game again through a different lens.
Well, look, and once you understand point construction or how to run, shot patterns, how to run plays, all of a sudden the chaos that's been in your game, the confusion and the helter-skelter of what do I do? I mean, here comes another tennis ball. What do I do? Well, these plays, you'll know exactly what to do. And the beauty of that is you go from what we're saying is chaos to confidence. And it's true.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing is just about clarity. It's about getting clarity and sort of sizing up your opponent in relation to your own game and knowing that, well, I need to be run and play 3 all day.
Right.
All day long. And even if I tell the guy, hey, see, dude, you know what? I'm going to be using this play today. Fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy.
Yeah.
So
you keep beating the drum same way until somebody changes the song.
That's right.
I mean,
There you go. We're sharing stories this week, right? So this is Wednesday. You and I went through Monday and Tuesday sharing our own kind of personal, and they're really more epiphany stories, right? There are those matches that we played in, and whether there was something during the match or whether it was like an aha moment after the match because sometimes you maybe don't have full clarity during the match of what's happening, and you get it, and then afterwards you ask yourself a couple of questions and kind of go, wow, I can see. Or someone else might even say something, you know what?
Right.
You know what I saw? I don't know if you saw this, but here's what was happening. And either it's a positive thing or it might have been a negative thing, but the takeaway is that you get this light bulb just goes boom. this big aha,
Right.
this big epiphany. And once you get that, that's when you start layering a new level of confidence on the foundation of your tennis game. So, Jeff, what do you got for today? For us today, in terms of
Well,
a story that made a big difference in your confidence as a singles player?
I'm going to go back to again my second round match at the 55 hard courts at Indian Wells. I know I've talked about my first round match and the third round match, the quarter match. And the second round, I played the third seed, and obviously third seed, he's a good baller. And that match was really about making small adjustments throughout the whole match, and kind of trying things and just making little adjustments. I think I won the first set 6-2. Second set kind of got away from me a little bit, but I hung in there. I didn't panic. I didn't try to all of a sudden go for winners and overhit and play. But I did start making some adjustments in what patterns I was running. And as I did that, I was able to stay calm through it, because as I was making those adjustments, he wasn't running away with the second set. And so I was able to hang in there mentally and stay focused. And I got into the second set tiebreaker. And I've told this story before. Found myself down serving at 2-5 in the second set breaker, and made the adjustment on my first serve. Rather than going big, I pulled back and made the mental note that he was really having trouble with my second serve kicker, because he was trying to go big on it all day long, and he just wasn't hitting the mark. And so on that day, I just had the clarity to go, you know what, it's 2-5. I need to get up to the net where I do my best work, and I need for him to overplay the ball. And so I hit a big kicker. He kind of dished it up for me. I had an easy put away first volley. So now it's 3-5. I hit another kicker, and I think that one he actually hit right past me, deep. And so now it was he's serving at 5-4, and I could see he was frustrated that all of a sudden he didn't have that comfort zone, even though he was serving at 5-4. And then I just made a really focused effort, saying, you know what, I'm just going to chip this thing back. Whatever happens, I'm just going to take it back deep up the center of the court and make him touch the ball. And next thing you know, I win 5 points in a row, simply because I just corralled the moment and just went really journeyman ball. I didn't think, maybe I should try this now. Maybe I should try and bring him in and lob him. I didn't go exotic. I went the opposite direction and just really corralled my thought process at the most critical time in that match. And so for me, the epiphany in that match was really getting kind of realigned, because this was my first tournament back playing singles again after a very long time. And so for me, it was really getting connected with that. Matches have an ebb and flow, and you've got to have an understanding of what your patterns are, what your plays are, what your skill set is, what's in your toolbox. And so that match for me really gave me confidence to realize that I was okay. I had tools to use, and those tools weren't trick shots or fancy plays or something, off the reservation. So for me, the epiphany was just to stay the course, and just be a little bit more.
I'm writing down something you just said in there. You just said ebb and flow, and I think what happens, and I've experienced this before, where if you don't allow the ebb and flow to happen, if you fight it too much, because lots of times, we've always talked about this, there's a lot of things out of our control. Right. And sometimes the ebb and flow is out of your control, meaning that sometimes you got an opponent who is just ungodly playing out of their mind for 10 minutes.
Right.
And, where they were just sort of going, all of a sudden you kind of got lulled in this thing. Well, all I have to do is throw in the first serve and then make my shot over here, and I'm winning most of those points. And now all of a sudden, the guy gets zapped with some fairy dust, and all of a sudden he's just he's shutting his eyes and he's hitting everything for a winner. And the next thing you know is he's held serve and he's broken you and he's serving at 40 love again. And it's happened like that. And I think that we all kind of panic, or we could. I mean, I know I used to sometimes. I would panic and go, oh, my God, what am I going to do to stop this guy from doing that, right? And lots of times it's not about anything more than just don't panic, accept reality, which is if this guy could play like this, like he's had for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to put this guy in the tour, and I want 50% of everything he makes, right?
Right.
So
yeah, and that's the thing to realize is that sometimes it's just simply a time factor. It goes for 10 minutes, and so can you make that 10 minutes last a little longer? Use the time that you're allowed in between points, stretch it out a little bit, and can you just ride the wave and extend the match a little longer and wait to see, or if the fire burns out a little bit and he comes back down to earth, because a lot of times they will.
Well, they will.
A lot of times they will.
Right, and I think that we don't allow them to do that as we end up fighting it and trying to go big to overcome what they're doing. And the next thing you know is now we're just giving away free points.
Yeah.
And
So anyway, for me, that match was really about not panicking and not trying to play better.
Right.
Like, I need to play better right now.
Right.
No, I need to do what I do best right now.
Yeah.
And so that was, throw in the big high kicker, gave me an extra step and a half into the net.
Right.
Because he's got to wait on the ball a little longer, and then it really it teed it up for me. And so it turned out good.
That's great. Well, my story is follow-up a little bit to yesterday's story. I talked about the 2008 60 hard courts, and I played David Nash and had a big win over him with a final thought where he was serving a 2-5 in the third, and I was going, oh boy, I can't wait to serve this out. I mean, it was the biggest line of BS of all time, trying to tell myself how great it was going to be to serve it out. And, as you sort of mentioned at the end, it kind of freed me up to not, sort of artificially not care. Of course I cared. I was doing everything I could to win the point and win the points and not have to serve it out. But I kept telling myself it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Well, so the very next year, in 2009, playing the 60 hard courts, I'm in the finals, and I'm playing the great Hugh Thompson. And for those of you who are older, this guy's originally from Australia. He's one of the all-time great senior tennis players. Unbelievable. Unbelievable singles and doubles player, and just a great guy. I think I mentioned, he's from Western Australia. Funny story about him real quick is when he showed up to play college tennis in the United States, I don't think he'd ever been out of Australia before. And he's from like the bush or the backcountry in Western Australia. Most of the time there, they played barefoot. They didn't play with tennis shoes on. So he shows up to college. He goes out for the first practice session. He's barefoot, and the coach is going, "Mr. Thompson, what are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, Mike, that's it's kind of what we do back, He says, "No, here's some tennis shoes." And so he didn't like the way the tennis shoes felt, right?
I bet.
So didn't like the feeling of them. So when I first met him, I said, Hugh, how come you never tie your tennis shoes? And he said, well, back in the day, and here's a college, and the shoes felt bad, so I just never tied them, and they felt okay. He says, I'll bet I'm the best player in the world to play tennis with untied tennis shoes. All right, that's good.
Anyway, that's you. Yeah, that's it. Right, you get the prize.
This guy, you'd love this guy. Anyway, so I'm playing him in the finals. He's seeded, and he was the number one seed in the tournament, and he as he should have been. And so I'm just kind of I'm feeling pretty confident because I've gone through a couple of tough rounds to get there in the quarters and the semis, and I've beaten a couple other seeds, and I'm feeling good. And I get in there, and I win the first set 6-4, and then same thing. He's serving at 3-5. I'd broken him early in the second set, and he's serving at 3-5. And I'm kind of going, let's see. I can't wait to serve this out. Oh boy, just like last year, right? Well, of course, Hugh holds at love, and I'm going, okay. I can't wait to serve this out.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly how we finally got to my first match point. But so I'm serving the thing out, and I'm just tighter the drum, just going, oh, this is great. I'm going to serve it out, blah, blah, blah. And so I kept missing first serves because I just wanted to end it. I wanted it over.
Right.
Wanted it over. And I never wanted, I'd won a gold 25 years earlier in doubles, but I'd not won a gold since then. So I was feeling kind of like a one-hit wonder, right?
Right.
So I keep missing first serves, and either I double faulted once or something, or twice, or else he got a good return. And so it must have been like my fifth or sixth match point. And I just said, look, let's just throw in a big high second serve, topspin kicker. Not even a kicker. Let's just roll it in there.
Right.
So we make sure we get it in there, and let's just come on in. And so here it is. I can't wait to serve it out. I can't wait to serve it out. Now at my sixth match point, I'm going, I don't think I can serve it out. I don't think it's going to happen. Throw it in there. I come in. He kind of plays like a teaching pro feeding volley to my forehand. I lay it over there cross court. He gets on it, and he hits it about into this, lower part of the bottom of the net. And I go, that's all I had to do?
That was it.
That was it. So I guess the takeaway from me at the end was we at least for me, and I think a lot of players do the same thing, is our perception of what we think we have to do at those big moments is just totally out of whack.
Totally.
I mean, we're just thinking, God, I've got to do so much. And I know we've had a couple of students on, some of our private coaching students, who they talk about how they get to that big point in the set or the big point in the match, and all they want to do is hit the dinger so the thing cannot possibly come back.
Right.
And I think our question is, well, all right, is that working? Is that strategy working? And they go,
how's that plan working?
Yeah, well, it's not.
Yeah. How many match point dingers have you actually hit in this year?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So my takeaway was, lighten up. What's the thing in the movie Stripes where the sergeant says, all right, lighten up. What's his name?
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, Bill Murray, right?
Yeah. It's lighten up so-and-so. But so.
No, Francis. It was Francis. Lighten up, Francis.
It was lighten up, Francis. So I just thought, I'm just way too uptight here. I just think I have to do so much.
Right.
Not only against a top player, but also in this moment. I mean, here I am. I've got a chance to win a singles gold ball, and I'm thinking differently. I'm not thinking about the realities of tennis. Just throw it in. Just place the first volley over there, and okay, he missed it.
See what happens,
right?
So the big question is, Brent, did you have to do something magical? No. Did you have to play better than you'd played the whole match? No.
Did I have to actually close it out with something unbelievable?
Right.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. But it took me 6 match points to finally go, all right. None of that stuff's work. Throw it in, make the volley. Okay, thank you very much. Great.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
that was a big epiphany for me. I mean, obviously anytime you win a big tournament, that in itself gives you some confidence. But when you beat a good guy like that, and you come away, and for me, the confidence building is really about the epiphanies and the aha moments that I have.
Right.
That's when my confidence really gets another solid layer on top of what I've already gotten. And those are only lessons that you can learn if you actually put yourself in the moment. And so what I'm encouraging everyone is tomorrow be looking for an email for this for these 7 gold ball winning plays for you guys who are playing singles, because they will help you not only get clarity, they will help you realize you don't have to hit the big winner to win points, especially against the better players. And the bottom line is you're going to win more matches. And when you start winning more matches, if you're a tournament player, you're going to go deeper in the tournament. That's going to build confidence. You might start winning some tournaments. And if you're a league player, you're going to start beating those guys. And who knows, if you want to move up to the next rating label,
Right.
it could happen.
Right.
So, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you enjoyed today's stories. We're still offering a 15-minute private one-on-one, no charge coaching call, where just the three of us, you, me, and Jeff, we get in the phone. But you got to bring that one thing in your game right now that you feel is holding you back from getting the result you want, whatever that is. Just go over to goldballhunting.com if you're not already on our email list. Drop in your first name and email address, click the button, and you'll get immediate access to our online calendar where you can schedule, cherry pick, select, choose a date and time that works best for you. We're here to serve. This is not at our convenience. This is at your convenience. And if you're already on our email list, way to go. Nice going. Somewhere in that email, you'll find any email you get from us. There's going to be a link. I'm just butchering this thing. I love it.
Yeah, you're just
total butcher job. You know, it's kind of like, God, do I really have to deliver the message here? First serve, go in. No, I don't. So anyway, we want to help you guys. Jeff, what do we want the fine folks to do right now?
like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Outstanding. Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a great day. I think we'll have their story tomorrow, Jeff.
Can't wait.